Hey guys, it's Hunter. Welcome back to another video. This is a bit of an unusual one. Today I've got not just one, but actually two pieces of gear that I'll be featuring, but they are related. Mark Tremonti is one of my personal favorite guitarists and songwriters, and at NAMM it was announced that PRS was giving him his own signature amplifier, the MT15. Now that absolutely stole the show, but behind the scenes PRS also introduced a new, more affordable Tremonti SE signature model. So, how did these two sound together? Let's take a closer look. Alright, let's take a look at the guitar first. This is the PRS SE Tremonti Standard, and it is brand new for 2018. To be fair, you'd be excused for not realizing that this is a new model. As far as looks go, visually it is very subdued. The entire guitar is in a gloss black finish, the pickups are black open coil humbuckers, the pickup rings are black, even the control knobs. There's a bit of a theme going on here. The only color comes from the chrome hardware and the binding on the body and neck. It's a classic look, and even though it's not the most exciting, it does mean this guitar is great for plastering on stickers. The signature SE bird inlays, which is always one of my favorite aesthetic features of PRS guitars, are also more pronounced on such an understated finish, so that's cool. As far as construction specs go, the Standard keeps it fairly faithful to the higher end Tremonti models. We've got a mahogany body, a maple neck, and a 22 fret rosewood fingerboard with a 10-inch radius. Spec-wise, the only difference between this and the slightly more expensive Korean-made Tremonti Custom is that that guitar has a beveled maple top and maple veneer on top of the mahogany back, whereas the Standard's body is completely mahogany. Now in the past, there have been basic, flat black Tremonti SE signatures, but none quite like this. This has all the same features as the custom models, which includes a PRS patented molded tremolo. Generic hardware has come a long way in recent years. Only a few years ago, if I were considering any imported guitar with generic components, I would also factor in the eventuality that I'd have to replace certain things if I was ever going to be using the guitar for anything serious. Nowadays, thankfully, that's not the case. This guitar clocks in at $550 and both the tremolo and tuners feel solid. No complaints there. And yes, the tremolo does go up and down. The tuning does go a bit wonky when you use it aggressively, but I'd put that more down to the cheap nut which PRS SEs are notorious for. I used a pencil to add some graphite to the nut slots, which seems to have helped a lot, but I'll probably end up replacing it outright with something from Graphtec. And that's really the only area that this guitar disappointed me. This guitar is an absolute blast to play. PRS's wide thin neck shape remains one of my personal favorites because I find it so comfortable. The 25-inch scale length is awesome for big bends and vibratos, especially since the guitar comes set up for light gauge strings. The angle at the neck joint and cutaway at the front horn is classic PRS. Looks great and also makes for really easy access to all the frets. The tremolo is incredibly fun and also the brush saddles are very comfortable for palm mutes. One thing to note though is that while I like big chunky bodies, this guitar is pretty hefty at about 9.5 pounds. So that's something to bear in mind if you're planning on doing a lot of playing standing up. Now just like the SE Custom, the Standard comes with a set of Tremonti S humbuckers. To test the sound, PRS also sent me one of Tremonti's new signature MT15s, which is just an absolute beast of an amp. I'll talk more about the amp in a second, but for now, let's run through some tones. First, the dirty. Clean. So the MT15 has two foot switchable channels, clean and lead. The clean also has a boost by pulling the treble knob for an almost crunchy voice. The amp has internal LEDs which not only look really cool, but are also insanely bright, so you know exactly which channel you're on even at a distance. There's individual EQ controls for each channel, then the clean channel has its own volume, and the boost that I mentioned, while the lead channel has its own gain and master. Lastly, on the control front, there's a global presence knob. Honestly, the entire amp sounds pretty freaking good with everything at noon, and then I like to boost the bass and presence slightly. On the back plate, you have 8 and 16 ohm speaker outputs, as well as a foot switch jack. The tube complement for the MT15 is pretty freaking impressive. On the preamp side, you have 6 EC83S tubes, and then on the power side, you have 2 6L6 GC-MS tubes. It's only 15 watts, which may concern some people at first, but oh my god is it loud. Shout out to Jean at PRS, she also made sure the matching 112 cab was sent over, but truth be told, I haven't used it that much because I live in a quiet neighborhood. Thankfully, there is a switch on the back to toggle between full and half power. At half power, you can use it at low volumes, but the thing sounds best when it's allowed to breathe a little. So here's some quick sound clips of me playing the same clean and dirty riffs through the 2 Notes Torpedo Live, and then the 112 cab mic'd with an SN57. honestly, this amp probably deserved its own video. Yes, I am a Tremonti fan, but I think at $650 US, the MT15 is one of the best sounding high gain heads I've used for the price. Apparently, this is the amp that was used for most of the rhythm and lead tones on the last Tremonti and Alter Bridge albums, so yeah, that's how much faith Tremonti has in it. Apparently they're making a 100-watt version. Can't wait to hear what that sounds like. But yeah, that's this amp. I'll link to the official PRS Guitars video in the cards if you want to hear more about it. But for now, I'm going to get back to my final conclusion about the guitar. Now, there's something I've noticed about PRS SE guitars. Both Wildwood in Indonesia and World Music in Korea produce some fantastic instruments, no doubt about it. But the ones out of Indonesia are not quite the same as the ones out of Korea. It's hard to pinpoint to just one thing. It's a culmination of a bunch of small details. The frets are a little nicer, the fingerboards are a little rounder on the edges, the finish on the neck is a little tighter. These little details give them a higher end feel, and also because of that extra care, to me, they always seem to have more personality than the Indonesian ones, and that extends to other brands, not just PRS SE. Again, and I have to emphasize this is a really good guitar, especially for the money. For $570, this comes with the same pickups and hardware features as the SE Custom, and is the most affordable way to get the Tremonti sound in a guitar. And even if you're not a Tremonti fan like I am, there's still a lot to like about this guitar. There's a reason why the Tremonti models have been one of PRS's most popular for years. Pickups aside, compared to a regular SE 245, it has a longer scale length, a thinner neck, and a tremolo bridge. So while it has a classic shape, it feels like a modern guitar. Aesthetically, it could be a little more exciting, but feel-wise, for the price, this is exactly what I look for in a guitar. So if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, do me a favor and hit the like button. These are of course just my opinions and I'd love to hear yours, so leave them in the comments and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. While you're at it, YouTube's system is a little messed up. Hit the notification bell if you don't want to miss any new uploads. If you want to support what I do and get bonus extras like song downloads and tabs for all my videos, please check out my Patreon. Thanks to PRS for sending the guitar and the amp over. I pointed out what I liked and didn't, so hopefully they don't hate me and will want to work with me again. And also thanks to Luke for mixing everything. He's got his own YouTube channel and he's also open for business, so hit him up if you need anything mixed yourself. Pricing, availability, all the links to the gear featured are in the description. As always, thanks so much for watching. You've been awesome. This is Tremonti's new signature gear for 2018, and I'll see you for the next video.